What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ajax Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the second film in the franchise of Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead 2. Duh. Make sure, guys, if you like the content, to like, comment, subscribe, talk with me down in the comments below, man. I'm always down to talk to you guys, and share this with your friends. Let's spread this shit around. Directed by Ken Wiederhorn, curious kids unearth the barrels that previously helped revive the dead, which proves the second time's an undead charm. So the movie opens up with a bunch of military trucks rolling through town. They hit a pothole, of all things, and some trioxin barrels fall off into the river. So we meet Jesse, who's getting a Spider-Man comic and bringing it to his neighborhood bully, Billy. Wait. Stop right there. That is not proper comic book care. Never fold a comic book in half, even if it is Spider-Man. Always practice safe comic book care. Always have your comics bagged and boarded. Remember this. It could save your life one day. Anyway, so upon giving the comic book to Billy, he is voluntold he's now in the club. He's like, I don't want to be in the club. It's all good. He's like, no, you're in the club. So they try to trick him into going inside the mausoleum so they can lock him in there. He gets away, runs down to the drainage ditch, hides in a pipe where he finds a trioxin barrel. They show up. They find it too. They eventually lock him in the mausoleum.
Well, here we are.
These guys look familiar. We meet Joey, Ed, and Brenda. Ed is a grave robber, and he hired Joey to help him, and he's showing him the ropes. Joey and Ed go inside the mausoleum. Jesse sees an opportunity to escape, and he bolts out the door now that it's open. So Billy, bully, and the other bully head back to the drainage ditch, go to the trioxin barrel, and like a couple of hammerheads, release the gas. The gas hits him in the face and floats over to the cemetery. Now, all we need to make this complete is... There it is. Now it's party time. So, Joey and Ed are in the middle of robbing a corpse. The gas seeps into the room and they end up breathing it. I feel like this has happened before. Meanwhile, Colonel Glover and the rest of the military realize that hell's about to break loose. So a little bit later on, Jesse sees Billy, bully, outside coughing and looking sick, so he goes over to check on him. Why? He's your bully. Screw that dude. As he gets to Billy's room, he finds out Billy's pretty much screwed. Dude is sick. His fever is non-existent because he's actually under temperature, which is a true sign that you're dead. So Jesse goes back to the trioxin barrel, writes down the number on the side of the barrel so he can call the military. At this point, he encounters the second tar man, who doesn't look as good as the original, although it is played by the same actor. Anyway, he escapes Tarman and runs back home. Here come the zombies. You guys see Michael Jackson's Thriller? These zombies resemble the hell out of those zombies. So Ed and Joey realize that zombies are starting to rise out of their graves, so they run out of the mausoleum, they bump into Brenda, and they end up taking off. So then Jesse tries to warn his sister Lucy, and the cable boy? Cable boy? Really? Anyway, he ends up getting locked in his room for his efforts. He eventually sets off a smoke alarm, runs into his mom's room, and makes the call to the military. So now Ed, Joey, and Brenda steal the cable van and drive it for about 2 seconds before crashing it. They end up getting surrounded by zombies and then run towards Jesse's house. It's about this time that Ed and Joey start to feel pretty sick from breathing in the gas. I swear, something's familiar about this. Anyway, Ed pulls the head out of his bag, stabs it with a screwdriver, and then tosses it outside.
Get that damn screwdriver out of my head!
So now, Ed, Joey, Jesse, Brenda all head down to the neighbor's house and hijack his car, which is a 1958 Plymouth Fury. For those of you that are not car aficionados, that's the Christine car. Then Billy turns and kills his mom.
It's like we've been here before.
I love how this movie's just not afraid to do it at once. So they get to the hospital and Doc Mandel ends up checking out Joey and Ed. Brenda asks Doc Mandel if they have cancer. Yeah, that's what it is. Cancer. Meanwhile, Jesse and Lucy head into town and steal guns from Lucy's grandfather's house. So Doc Mandel discovers that Ed and Joey are dead. Brenda's not buying it. She's like, no, they're still alive. They can't be dead. So she takes Joey out to the car. Ed tags along, gets in the car too. They end up at a military barricade where Ed debrains a soldier. So did we find a way to kill them? Okay. So now Joey turns and chases Brenda into a chapel. That's a familiar setting. He's trying to talk her into letting him eat her brains.
Oh, Brenda, your brain smells so good, so rich and spicy.
I love that line, man. Oh, I don't know why. It just always makes me laugh. It's great shit. Where was I at? Oh, so Joey convinces Brenda to let him eat her brains. She's just like, okay, fine. And so he eats her brains. So the kids get this idea to go steal some cows' brains from the meatpacking place. And they're going to lead the zombies down the road to the nuclear power plant where they plan to electrocute all of them. After a few hiccups, Jesse hits the switch and lights the zombies up like my grandma's house on Christmas. It's pretty damn bright, trust me. Ooh, Michael Jackson zombie. Here's something interesting for those of you that didn't know. Brian Peck, who played Scuzz in the original movie, also plays the Michael Jackson zombie in this film. So then all the zombies just drop dead, and the military comes in and sets them all on fire. And that's the end of the movie. Now for what I liked about the movie. I absolutely love the fact that Thom Matthews and James Karen came back and played pretty much the same characters, but with different names. Because without them, this movie just would not have been the same. It wouldn't have been as good. I really liked all the callbacks to the first movie. Jesse's last name is Wilson. Bert's last name was Wilson. Also, Colonel Glover returns. Now for what I didn't like. I feel like this movie was a lot tamer than the first movie. With all the kids in it, it seemed like it's more suitable for teens as opposed to what we got in the first movie. I'll tell you what this movie needed. It needed a Linnea Quigley dancing naked on a tomb scene. That's what it needed. So in conclusion, this movie was not as good as the first movie, but it is a great addition to the series. I always have fun watching this movie, just like the first movie. So with that being said, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. So until next time, guys, stay smart, stay clean, keep the dream, don't let the man get you down, because if he does, he might electrocute your bunghole and make you do the Michael Jackson dance, and you don't want to do that.